What's up, guys? I'm Alex Cave, and this is Down to the Roach Podcast. But you want me home. I get you what you want. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. Dude, this is episode 8. Oh, my God. Episode 8, dude. That 2 months. 2 months. That's kind of wild. And like, there's like this lull in the week, like most of the time, where I'm like, I don't know about this, brother. I don't think this is going to keep like. And obviously, I'm just joshing because you're crazy if you think this is ever going to end. This is what I do. This is what I do. I fucking run my mouth, let my brain conjure up thoughts, and expect my heart to keep beating. This is what I do. Just to get onto the computer, I was talking to Robin. I was like, bro, I forgot your password. And it was something very beautiful. It's something I'll never forget, because it was something that if you know your friend, you should know their shit. Which leads me to say, I mean, dude, your friend shouldn't have hard passwords. You know what I mean? Like, if you know your friend good enough, you should be able to get in and see every bit of their shit. Okay? Okay? Like, if my homie always rocking Jordans and he lives in the 90s, I'm going to, type Biggie. Entry granted. That's what the fuck I thought. But I mean, sometimes, bro, just the simplest of things like that, trying to figure out something, bro, will just get me fucking hot, dude. Which also leads me to think, I think, truly, I might die of a heart attack. I think that's what I think. I think when your boy goes out, it unfortunately might be because of a heart attack, because my blood pressure is through the roof. Through the roof. Okay? And you take my blood pressure and you shove it into a 7-year-old person, they'll explode. All right? Like, I'm telling you, man, like, it's interesting. So if I die of a heart attack, don't feel bad. Just be like, he called it. He called it. I might die just by ending it real quick by jumping off a building tonight, dude. I keep biting my cheek, so if y'all hear anything weird in the podcast from me, be like, because I keep fucking taking off fat ass chunks of the inside of my cheek, and I'm about to lose my mind. Like, what is that even about, bro? Oh my God. And you can taste, dude, I can taste the blood. That's how I know I'm a straight savage. I'm over here biting my cheek 24/7, just tasting blood, eating my own flesh. I'm like a damn sea animal. A marine animal. Whatever the hell. Dude, I was driving, and this car, this I think it was like a yellow Camaro, just big ass letters said "fuck cancer" on the back. I was just like, bro, you really can't just put "fuck cancer" on anything. As long as you're attacking cancer, bro, you can say whatever. And honestly, I saw this one person. They had this tattoo that said cancer's the N word. Naive. I said, yeah, cancer is naive, out here trying to start some shit. But at the same time, everyone's attacking cancer. Fuck cancer. Yeah, and listen, my grandmother had cancer, and her sister had cancer, and and cancer before that. You know what I mean? So, cancer is like a long lost relative, and around me and in my family. So don't act like I'm hating on cancer. I'm just saying everyone's be talking shit about cancer, but like, brother, cancer don't fucking hear you. Cancer's sitting there just fucking. I'm imagining making that sound that Hypnotoad makes from Futurama, just being like, just fucking floating in like a jar in the air, wherever cancer floats. Because cancer just don't not be there, then be there. Like, cancer cancer hangs out somewhere. You know what I mean? Like you can go pick up a couple rocks and eventually you're gonna find cancer. And cancer just sitting there, bang, just hypnotoading out. And it don't give a fuck about what y'all talking about. So keep putting fuck cancer and all this crazy shit on your cars and ruining how they look, and cancer's just going to keep hiding behind the bush, waiting for Granny to damn go to sleep at night and didn't put sage at her door. Does anybody remember What Women Want, starring Mel Gibson? How fucking awesome was that movie, dude? Bro, how awesome is Mel Gibson? Like, dude, Mel Gibson. Here, I'm gonna take a swig of this Corona. Am I allowed to say that? I guess I have to say extra. But Mel Gibson in What Women Want is phenomenal. Mel Gibson himself is hilarious. The way he just freaks out. I'm sure everyone's heard that audio of him like freaking out like on his girl. Like, has anyone heard this? Oh, it's so hilarious. Let's see if we can pull this up here. Mel Gibson had this audio leak where he like freaked out on I guess his wife or like the person he loves or something. But dude, if you've never heard it, let's see if we can get this rocking right here. Oh, hell yeah.
Reportedly, Mel Gibson and his ex-girlfriend now made public. And this morning, legal experts
check this out, y'all.
Threats heard on those tapes could land the two-time Oscar winner in jail. CBS News correspondent Ben Tracy has the latest for us this morning. Again, that we do want the
get to the shit. I don't give a fuck.
Just a demand. But Grigoriev.
Oh hell, come on, give me the shit. Damn. You hear Mel losing his mind? Mel. But that's just how you know he cares, you know what I mean? Like, Mel's willing to throw it all away because the bitch was being disrespectful. Allegedly. I wasn't there. But we know how it can be sometimes in these crazy relationships. I've seen it. I got a couple friends who, they let the other one control the other, and they're basically prisoners, bro. Like it's crazy. Like, you ever watch those movies where like someone has like a concubine or like a fucking just a prisoner that can never escape? I've seen it. I hang out with people like that. You can just see the girls just they don't fucking know what to do. They don't have nowhere else to go. But dude makes the decisions, and she don't want to get slapped because that's what they do. They slap. Sheesh. But nonetheless, What Women Want, Mel Gibson. So yes, as we just heard, Mel Gibson's little screamage. Poor guy just went off. Had a bad day, but haven't we all? Dude, if you haven't seen What Women Want, go watch it. Literally, he wanders what women want. So, and I don't know who would ever do this, but he straight up has a night at his crib where he just listens to music and puts on woman's makeup and dresses like a woman and just does the whole nine, like just. I guess back in the day, it's like, oh, that would be funny, right? But no, it's like, bro, you're crazy. You've lost your mind. So he gets what he deserves. He dresses like a woman and then falls in the bathtub, I think, and then with the hair dryer, or because he's smoking a cigarette and some crazy shit's going down in a thunderstorm. Mel, okay. We didn't show it, but I'm pretty sure he was on pills. Like, you as a kid, you see it, and I'm pretty sure he had like a couple glasses of wine, and you don't think much of it because you're a kid, and as an adult, you're like, oh, he's drinking, having a good night. Nah, man. You really look at this shit. Yeah, I've seen homeless people act crazy. This man was on pills, all right? Falls in the tub, electrocutes himself, says of dying. Now he can hear what women want. Huh? I wonder how many sad bastards dressed up like women and electrocuted themselves hoping that they could hear women's thoughts and just never came back. They fucking just went into a whole nother dimension, brother, and never made it back. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. We're going to go to the other side and just see some old bastards just being like, about time. I'm like, was y'all the Mel Gibson What Women Want? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, it didn't work out for her. Nah, it didn't work out. I'm like, yeah, sounds about right, brother. That sounds about right. But dude, the movie's great. Check it out. It's just like one of those classic, like, then which is so funny because a lot of movies from like the 90s, the 80s, you literally could know nothing about them. Dude, they could have a movie about a dude just trying to make rent at the end of the month at a gas station. But because it was made in the 80s and the 90s, they are so well done and so well filmed. Like, bro, it's crazy how, like, dude, most of the movies you pick up from those eras, like, they're bangers. So, yeah, check them out. What Women Want, you won't want to miss that. Granted, I'm like, did What Women Want come out in the 90s or the early 2000s? Sheesh. Either way, you could easily assume it came out in the 90s. Bruh, could, speaking of somebody who had to deal with what women wanted and dealt with the suffering of it. Hey Arnold. Love that guy, bro. I love Arnold and Gerald and the whole squad, Helga and the crew, oh Phoebe. Dude, they have a movie. I gotta watch it, but apparently Arnold spoilers. Yeah. Arnold gets his parents back in this movie that came out, and I think in like 2017. 2017? Like, what? Like, that long, and we finally get an epic conclusion to the show, Hey Arnold? I didn't even know about it, so I definitely have to watch this movie. It's gonna make me cry. But, yeah, he gets his parents back, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, dude, do y'all remember that episode of Hey Arnold whenever, I think his name was Win, but the Chinese guy or the Japanese dude, whatever he was, the Korean, the Asian man that lived in the boarding house with them, he wanted to be a country music singer, and like they had that really famous one. I forgot his name, but I mean everyone fucking knows the dude. They had him like somehow hear him sing because everyone's like, because the whole show's about to be like this Asian dude wants to be a country music singer, but whenever he sung country, it was like unbelievable, and he had the voice of that legendary country music singer that was in the episode himself. So that legendary country music singer played himself in the episode, but also sang for Win. We're just gonna say his name was Win. Whenever he went to sing country. Excuse me. So, dude, it was just so good. And I'll never forget the episode just ended. Like, it was a heartwarming episode. Like, it ended with him in front of the whole, his family and his friends and just playing country music. And he got to do what he wanted to do, and he was killing it. And it just shows, bro, no matter where you come from, bro, you just got to fucking, drop a couple elbows, dude, slap some ass, and you'll end up in the right spot. I've seen it. But back to Hey Arnold, dude. Does anybody remember the Haunted Train episode and when Gerald was slamming bars? No, you say? Well, let's listen to it.
They say he lost his mind.
Hell yeah.
Went crazy on that day.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ran his train right off the tracks and drove it straight to, hey!
Oh, shit.
Where's the engineer? Been waiting all night long.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Better show up soon, or I'ma have to say so long.
All right. Choo-choo!
Been
Waiting on the haunted train. Hell yeah, brother! Oh, hell yeah! That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Waiting on the haunted train. Bro, Helga is so mad at this point. Helga is furious. She's mainly mad because at the end of the day, she's terrified. Okay? And dude, old cartoons like that just had such a way with just like really funny comedy because they didn't try so much and it was funny. Like they had this little, I forgot the kid's name, but that friend that wore glasses and was always like, and like they were on the train and like they heard some scary shit and Helga turns around, she screams, and then it's just him and they're like, what are you doing here? And he literally just goes, I don't know. And then they just throw him the fuck off the train. Waiting on the haunted train. Bruh. Gerald had bars, as always. Fucking love that show. And if anyone's never heard of the theory, I thought this was pretty interesting. There's like a little, and it's not true, or it could be if you want it to be, but there's like, because there's like these little dark theories to these old cartoon shows, and one of them is that, hey, Arnold he had this disease, I forgot what it was, where like he had like a misshaped head or something, so like he didn't really have any friends, so all his friends were imaginary. That's why if you look, everybody has a weird head. So it was like all his friends had to have weird heads like him. It's interesting shit, man. You look into it, start giving you chills, but it's not true though. Or is it? Some of that stuff you don't know, dude, man, because like a lot of our cartoons back then, they were written by some dark entities, and I love those men for writing those great cartoons. I mean, shit, like leave in the comments what's some of y'all's favorite cartoons back in the day. I mean, bro, I loved Angry Beavers, Rugrats, Hey Arnold, obviously, Real Monsters, Ren and Stimpy, dude, Daddy Phantom, bro, because he like, dude, it. Oh shit, we could really have a whole podcast episode about 90s and early 2000 just Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network shows. I really wasn't a kid that watched Disney Channel. I didn't have that much love in my life. But I definitely was on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. Dude, late at night with some fucking Space Ghost Coast to Coast. What y'all know about that, brother? Dude, what was that dude's name? I think it was Brack. That guy with like, he was like that weird Egyptian cat thing that had like the weird teeth and shit and was all like crazy looking. Dude, he was fucking creepy. Anytime he came on the screen, I would be like, oh God, like I had to like look away, or like I just, especially like before bed, I would just see him and he'd have those green eyes. He'd be like, hey, and he would just be talking like a fucking like just like a crazy person did. I couldn't deal with him. He had the creepiest face on, and he just it was like a demonic, sinister smile with green eyes, but he had like normal parents. And I had to look up the origins to his character because he is terrifying. Terrifying, man. Jesus. Because they even had the Brack show. If anybody remembers that on Cartoon Network. Because, dude, late at night Cartoon Network was some bangers, dude. Metalocalypse, which that show would really make you think about life. There were some funny episodes, and they were just episodes like the Metalocalypse, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They had a couple episodes that you were just like, I remember that one, like they were paying the rent, and the rent dude was like Satan or like this demonic demon thing that took them on. Bro, those episodes would make you feel creeped out as a kid. Like, what is happening? Like, you realize it's a cartoon, they're trying to be funny, but then like this thing really looks like a demonic evil demon, and like, but it's funny because that's it. Now I love that shit. Yeah, I love that shit. But then I was terrified. Then trying to sleep when you're the only man in the house, I was terrified. But yeah, dude, those are cartoons, man, bangers. And if I'm not mistaken, the woman that played Mariel from Courage the Cowardly Dog passed away recently, which is very sad because I love that show, and I'm sure most of you did too. And with that being said, it also makes you realize just how old you're getting. You start to realize all the things you grew up with slowly, legitly starts to die. I'm like, great. One of these days, you're going to be old enough to be like, yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog. People are going to be like, shut your fucking mouth. Somebody warm up the coffin for his ass. I'll be like, okay. Me and Rob, we're still on this venture. So be ready to hear about this almost every week, I'm sure. Of trying new places. We like trying these new places just around downtown. It's fun. And we legitimately walked into this Indian woman's place the other day, which first we were just going to he said, you want to go eat? There's this Indian place across from the Thai place we tried. I was like, okay, well, let's go eat it. We show up, and there's people sitting outside just chilling. So we're like, word. So we walk in, and they kind of look at us like, I don't know, almost like we shouldn't be walking in, but we're like, well, I guess we'll find out what's going on when we walk inside. We go inside, and we go inside, and it is unbelievably dimly lit, which is beautiful. I love dim lit rooms, but it doesn't look like you're going to be hosting people. All the chairs are put up, and as if like it's closing time. It's closing time. Come, blah, 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 blah. I don't know that song because I don't care. I watched The fucking Office, and I know a fucking chick who has that shit tatted on her, but who gives a shit? But it was closing time. It will look like it. And we were like, hey, you know, are you doing? Is it open? Can we? She's like, I'm, sure, yeah. So we sit down. I'm sorry to make her sound Swedish, but we're out here. And she sits. She goes, choosing the place you want. I'm like, okay, word. And she's talking to us, and she's like, yeah, I thought I was home alone. And I'm like, oh shit, home alone. And then it kind of hits me. I'm like, oh, like this is this woman's house. Like she lives upstairs. Her business is downstairs. I was like, oh. So I'm already feeling bad. Like it seems like this woman didn't even lock her door. And then I guess found she had people downstairs wanting food. Like imagine if you lived upstairs, your business downstairs, you didn't lock the door, then come to find out you have people in the business waiting to be served. You can't just fucking... I'd be like, oh, shit. I'd be so disappointed because she said she's got to go to bed, too. So, this lovely Indian woman, I forgot her name, but that's what I'm going to call her. This lovely Indian woman, because she was such that, told us to pick any place that we'd like. And, she gives us some menus and stuff. So, we got a menu and we're looking through stuff. And we got this one creamy stuff. It was like bread with like all this shit on it. And the taste were good, but the mushiness and the wetness was really fucking me up, and I can't do that. But you got Rob, dude. He will throw crazy shit back. He was like, yeah, my grandfather would feed me snails when I was younger. I'm like, well, praise God, dude. I'm like, praise God. That makes sense why you will just pound tendon. Like my man will just fucking just on some tendon. Anyway, so we are looking through the menu and everything, and we start, looking at like what we should get with our meal and like some appetizers. And well, that thing I just talked about was the appetizer. But for our meal, Rob orders his and says that he wants the garlic naan. So she looks at him and says, well, he says, what should I get? The butter or the garlic? But I've always had it garlic. And she goes, well, yes, the garlic naan is good and the butter naan is, but the garlic naan is the way. And I'm over here like just looking at him, and she's like, and she, she takes his order, gets that, and she looks at me, and she gets mine, and she goes, do you want any naan? And I'm like, oh, I'll just share his. And Rob's like, oh, you didn't want any naan? I was like, bro, what the fuck is a naan? Nah. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, bro, what the fuck is a naan? I didn't know what naan was. She made it sound good, though. She kept going, garlic naan, butter naan. But that might be my favorite one. Butter naan, garlic naan. The garlic naan was fucking fire. And naan is just bread. It's just like their flat bread that they do shit to. Which is interesting that we're just calling shit naan. Bro, let me go to my grandparents and hit them up and be like, hey, mama, you mind packing me making me like a PP and a J on naan? She's gonna be on what? I'm like, on naan? She's like, you want the PPJ on nothing? I said, no, naan, She's like, all right, well. This woman's gonna take a scoop full of peanut butter and a scoop full of jelly and throw it in a bag and zip it up. She's like, there's your PP and J on naan. That's what you wanted. Appreciate you. But nonetheless, we get our food. Fucking it took her a hot minute to cook it, which we realized that okay, it's just her. She lives at. We literally walked. It's like we walked to someone's house that lived by themselves and just asked them to cook us food. We didn't notice what was happening. So I was like, oh well, this is going to be good. So it's taking her a minute to cook it, but that's how you know she's really. We were like, this food's going to be literally trash or absolutely fire because she's just really taking her time, and that's what she did. She took her time. And when we finally got this food, it did not disappoint. It was so delicious. And we had the garlic naan, and I had like some spicy chicken with like some white rice, and like Rob had like his like this like savory like other like creamy chicken with like white rice or like whatever it was. Like he had like I think it was like the kurma chicken the krish chicken korma, krish korma, whatever the fuck. It was some nutty shit, but that's what he had. And but dude, it was so fucking good, man. And we told her, we were like, listen, I do not know who taught you how to cook. I would assume it'd be like maybe her mother, her grandparents. But I was like, never stop. I was like, what you just prepared was phenomenal. And it really was. So very blessed, very grateful for that woman. Had an awesome time. But this is what really fucks me up. We go to leave. Well, listen, by the way, sweating that whole meal. That's how hot the chicken I was eating. We found out there was a bathroom about shit ourselves. We were just in there. We had to go take like breaks during our meal just to fucking regroup to come back and eat it because it was so hot. But sweating bullets. But we go to leave and there is this homeless man. Dude, and I'm going to be straight up real. I can't even tell you if he was homeless or not. He was just acting wild and you would assume he was homeless because of the shit I'm about to say. He is out there giving these people sitting outside. That's why it's brutal to sit outside. And that's why you got to look savage when you're outside eating in the middle of downtown Winston. Dude walked up, he wanted their food. And we all love when we're eating for a homeless person to come up and ask us for the rest of our food. We love that shit. Yeah. And this man wouldn't take no for an answer. And as we coming out, we're realizing he's not taking no for an answer. And he's now cussing and threatening the Indian woman that we so just now fell in love with. And me and Rob instantly stopped, looked at each other, and then didn't look at each other anymore because we knew what needed to be done. We just instantly was just like, all right, man, come on, keep walking. And he was like, nah, man, nah, she's going to blah, blah, blah. No. Talking about killing her and shit. Like, what? And we were like, okay, no, well, we'll talk about it down here. So we just took him with us. We were like, because in my head, I'm like, I'm trying my best not to get into an altercation because if I had to go off on this dude, because he's got like a fucking shaved wooden stick in between his like jacket, I guess it's like his spear or some shit, which I'll bring my fucking spear next time, bitch. Okay, I got that kryptonite spear from Batman vs. Superman. I will impale him through the fucking heart, brother. Okay, we'll make some shish kebab out of his ass. Yo, Rob, get the sauce. You understand what I'm trying to say? I did not like this motherfucking man. So, taking everything I got not to engage in an altercation because you can just tell, even though he's not going to be shitty to us, he's just not a good person. And I mean, dude, someone my size slam somebody, because that's what I'm gonna do, dude. I'm not gonna sit there and like, if I have to, we'll throw fists. But bro, I'm a strong guy. Like I'm nothing. I'm not trying to like hype myself up. I'm not that impressive. I'm just saying, like, for what it's worth, I'm a strong, bigger dude. This guy was so skinny and small, bro. I was about to just wrap him up and just slam him on his neck. And I mean, dude, someone my size slam somebody on their neck, that's a little execution. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? That's just a little execution. Buddy's done. And I mean, dude, some of the homeless you feel bad for, some of them you don't. I mean, it's kind of horrible because it's like the majority of them give the rest a bad name because there probably are real, decently homeless people just around chilling. Like, you would happily just help them, like if they had, like, you know what I mean? But Dude, around downtown, it gets brutal, man. The same people ask you the same crazy fucking shit, and people are just out here acting crazy. And we were walking with this dude, and I was trying everything in my power not to slam him and fuck him up. Robbie even on the other side of me because he was talking about like white people being like the devil, and he's from New York, and he was going to go back up there and get a gun, or he was down here to get a gun, and he was going to go back and kill everybody that opposed him, and all this crazy shit. And he was like, "You see this tattoo on my head, nigga?" And it had he had like the triangle of like the Illuminati triangle like between his eyebrows or something. He was just crazy. Like he was like, dude, I remember, bro, this was the funniest shit. I'm telling you, like, it was brutal because I just wanted to tell him to go. I had three emotions at once. I wanted to tell him to go fuck himself and slam him for just disrespecting Rob. Wanted to laugh because it was pretty funny. And then just wanted to be nice and get him the fuck out of here, okay? So those were the three emotions I was feeling. And this man, Rob just went to say, you kind of look like Joey Badass, like trying to give him a compliment. Robbie loves Joey Badass, like, because we're just trying to, listen, we were just trying to get him away from the Indian woman. We didn't know the motherfucker was going to walk with us for the next, 40 minutes. But that's the price you pay. But listen, to get her away from him, to get him away from her, we would have fucking walked with that dude the whole night. I'm telling you, the dude was crazy and that woman was lovely. But nonetheless, he was just going on, and Robbie was like, "Hey man, you look like Joey Badass." And before Robbie could finish Badass, he was like, "You look like Joey," and the dude was like, "Oh, yeah, Badass." He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm not him. I am not Joey. I am the second coming of my father. I am my father's son. I am the second coming of my father." Then proceeded to insult Robbie by calling him George Washington and Andrew Jackson. Yo, what? Dude, it was so fucking funny. Like, what is I'm just sitting here like, what is happening? Like, this is what happens whenever we don't travel as a squad in downtown. And this is something that pisses me off. Okay, I am mixed. So for what it's worth, being mixed, they don't give a shit or care. If you're dark, so you're dark. So most people that are black will look at me and assume that I am black as far as I don't even know how like a good way to like word it, because basically what I'm trying to say is every time I'm downtown and there's even a group of us and a homeless person wants to try some shit, they always try it on me because I guess they assume that because I'm the one black one and they're black, I'll feel for them. Hey, nephew. No, bro, I'm not your motherfucking nephew. You want to see my family? They're all white and they can't stand me. Okay? Oh, but we finally got this dude out of here. He fucking went towards Reboot, that arcade, so God bless the people that had to deal with him. Fucking walked around with a stick in his fucking hoodie tied up, knot around his waist like he's bro, like he literally looks like the lowest level character in an RPG. Like, do you understand? Like, he looked ridiculous. He looked ridiculous. But it was a good time. For what it's worth, it's one of those nights that you just like reminisce and remember. And I mean, dude, we've been having a lot of them lately, man. Whiskey dogs. Oh my God, how many fucking times am I going to tell y'all about whiskey dogs? Whiskey dogs has been so fucking crazy lately, man. I don't know if y'all saw on my story last week on my Snapchat. And if anybody wants to follow me on my Snapchat, it is Real Smoky Bear. There is no E in Smoky, so it's Real SMOKY Bear. But if you see on my story, this very beautiful black woman climbed the big ass scaling wall, whatever the fuck it is, at Whiskey Dogs, that leads up to a whole parking lot and like apartments. Scaled it and just got up there and started shaking and tossing that ass. I mean, I'm telling you, it was the most insane thing because she was drunk and listen, this woman had to be a stripper because she literally, anybody would have fallen. That's how high up she was, and she didn't have much room to be moving around, and she was up there tossing ass. Oh, dude, she was a fucking witch, brother. I love her. I was wasted, but if I would have been less wasted, I'd have definitely followed, because they obviously kicked her out, which was bullshit. Dude, that was the one time I've ever seen somebody get kicked out of Whiskey Dogs, and everybody booed. Dude, the DJ, whenever she was up there shaking ass, he said, "Girl, please don't stop shaking your ass." Like the DJ, bro, like it was lit. It was lit. That girl should have had she should have dude, she could be worshipped. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, man. Whiskey Dogs, brother. This shit is so fucking funny, dude. But that's normally where we've been all the times is Whiskey Dogs, and then you got things in other places called Goose and Monkey. What the fuck is a goose and monkey? Listen, I'm no zoologist? That's probably the best way to say it. I don't study animals, but I would assume a goose and a monkey wouldn't even be near each other. Assuming. And they're all right then. They're okay. But man, dude, that's just the point, bro. The difference between Winston and Lexington. Lexington, Lexington is like a fucking ghost town. Like, dude, Lexington's so fucking bare. If I even see a homeless person in Lexington, I'm fucking terrified. I'm like, y'all stay over here. I don't know what they're gonna do. They're all over the place in downtown Winston. I'm telling you, if you live out in the country and you see skunks all the time, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. But it's just, man, listen, because most people they want to bullshit and live in this Lexington nostalgia mess of 1973. But that place is stuck in time. Okay. And I'm out here for fucking Winston, dude. Winston's the spot. Now, it's just like the spot to roam. Now, we got other places like Raleigh and Charlotte, which are a little bit crazier. But Winston's most definitely is the spot to roam, dude. And I mean, dude, most of the people in Lexington, bro, they're just hillbillies. We're just fine. Listen, my whole family is hillbillies, so don't get it twisted, okay? That's how I know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, they're all hillbillies. And I assume if you're a hillbilly or a countryman, you was born in a mine shaft. You know that coal mine hitter. And dude, there's no motherfucking way you're ever getting me going into a mine shaft. Like, have y'all seen that? Like, have y'all even seen the videos where people go into the mine shaft, the abandoned mine shafts, and just listen to the sounds? And I mean, dude, those mine shafts are huge. I just couldn't imagine being down in that shit and just hearing all the bro. It's not happening, bro. Y'all really out here twisted, dude. But yeah, the hillbillies and countrymen most definitely were born in mine shafts, and we ain't mad at them for it. We are not mad. I was thinking of some what are some good mountain myths. Most people's heard of the Mothman, which is pretty creepy. And then there was that one bridge in West Virginia that collapsed. And then people are like, yeah, the Mothman. They seen the Mothman before it collapsed, bruh. And I'm like, right. And then West Virginia people mountain people always have the craziest stories. I remember when I was growing up, they used to tell me that there was this one tree that this person this little girl died and some crazy shit happened, but when they buried her underneath the tree, if you put your ear up to the tree, you can still hear her heartbeat at a certain time. And I'm like, oh, dude. And everything's at a certain time, you know what I mean? Everything's always at a certain hour, like it's a fucking video game. And they used to say, like, yeah, 3 a.m. you drive past this house where this family burned down, and then you'll drive past and see the little girl and the dog running out in the street on fire. Well, motherfucker, put him out. You know what I'm saying? That's when Danny Phantom needs. Yeah, Danny Phantom. Have Danny Phantom come up in that bitch and damn, douse somebody. Douse a motherfucker. But, hey, some of those people were probably just wasted talking all that crazy shit. And, I mean, come to, and I'm sure they'd start not to see fucking ghosts and little kids and dogs running out into the street on fire. But, I mean, shit, man, we all have our own special ways of sobering up, dude. Sometimes I need that Fiesta potato bowl and a damn burrito supreme and a chicken supreme. Supreme, yeah. Come on, 2, 3. Bro, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny is so fucking fire. I love that movie. God, what such a great premise. They didn't do truly more movies like that. Like, imagine, like, if, like, a cool, like, if the Migos had, like, a Pick of Destiny movie. How sick. And it was done right? Oh, my fucking God, brother. I'd be so in for that. So in for that shit. On a side note, I knew a dude who would come home from work and just beat his girl and go fall asleep in the bathtub. Yep. He did that. And, I mean, listen, it ain't like I knew it while it was going on. So don't be like, why wasn't you doing that? I didn't know. And if anything, she probably enjoyed it in some weird way. I mean, shit. Imagine doing that, knowing good and well your girl can just come into the bathroom and kill your ass. For starting shit. Drop that toaster and motherfucker might know what women want. You know what I'm saying? Fall asleep in the bathtub, this motherfucker might get that fucking sweet hit of damn that hair dryer, and he might come to and be like, I hear you. We're going to Fratelli's. Let's get out of here. We're going to Florida. We're going to live in Florida. But hey, do y'all believe in karma? It's always interesting. Motherfucker, I just bit the side of my cheek. I'm gonna deal with this all night. Deal with this all weekend. I hate biting my motherfucking cheek. As I ask if you believe in karma and I bite my cheek, I guess we know the answer. And I was just going to say, some people that don't believe in it don't want to admit that they've seen shit. They know things they've done and then where they've ended up and things that they've had brought to them. And I mean, karma's a very real thing. It just sucks because, our selfish nature as human beings, we want to see that shit up close and personal. You understand? Like, you're fucking, you treated us like shit. You done something wrong. We're going to get that lucky hit to be able to see some good karma take place. We if the karma's taking place, we want to see it. But that's the problem. Sometimes that's the sweet little, the sour patch of it, the sweet and sour. You know what I mean? Karma takes place, but sometimes you just don't get to see it or know about it. Yeah, man. So, karma, even though nothing really bad happened, we're going to get into some recent events. Woman found swimming inside water tank filled with 350,000 gallons of water. What you doing, crazy lady? Like, holy shit. Like, this woman went for a night swim in a 70-foot high water tank filled with 350,000 gallons of water. Like, are you shitting me? Dude, there's no way There's no way. Bro, I really am just shocked about this. This chick legitly just climbed a 70-foot water tower filled with 350,000 gallons of water and just took a swim. Oh, there is no fucking way I do that shit. Firefighters climbed the tank to convince the woman swimming inside to come with them. She did. The neighbors pretty much called and ratted her ass out, basically, and that was that. Like, I seen that headline and I was like, bro, she died. Something went wrong. No, she was just swimming around. And I'm just like, what, was there light in there? Could you imagine seeing a 70-foot high, 350,000 gallon filled tank at night and there's no light and it's just dark water? There's no way I'm swimming in that. Like, no fucking way. Dude, we're always complaining about the homeless, but they're on a tear. They're on a tear. This couple in Albemarle, I don't even know if that's how you fucking say that shit. I mean, dude, I don't go out of my little triad, so what the fuck? Ivana Thomas and her husband, Tito. Hello, Tito. They have like their own like commercial like big property and shit, and they have like a homeless encampment like set up like back off like still on their property, but like in the woods somewhere. And I mean, dude, they can get like fines and violations, and like, could you imagine having to deal with fines and violations from people that you're not even letting stay there? So the city's fining them because of the shit the homeless people are doing. Like, bro, that's when I'd let loose a pack of fucking Komodo dragons. Okay? They would tear them apart. I have y'all listen, look up a video. Komodo dragon eats boar alive. Beautiful video. Literally, the venom from a Komodo dragon, or the bacteria or saliva, whatever, just paralyzes its victim. So it can't move, but it's still alive. And they rip the guts out of this wild boar, and it's just still alive. And somebody will go, oh my gosh. And I'm like, for you to freak out about that shows that you ain't ready for the death, the big end. Okay? All right, because that's nature. That's life. That's life. That's life. So when all the people say, listen, not me, but yeah, that's life, dude. That's life. So check out the Komodo dragon eating the wild boars. So if you got a homeless problem, a little homeless infestation, get you some Komodos. And then shoot the Komodos when they're done, because you can't trust them bastards. Bro, they'll bite you and wait for you not to be able to move and then eat you alive. Vicious. Absolutely vicious. Apparently, listen, this is my favorite part. It's not even copperhead season in North Carolina. It's baby copperhead season. It's baby copperhead season in North Carolina. It's baby copperhead season. Dude, and there's too many girls around here still stuck on Copperhead Road. Like, I've literally watched a girl just start stomping around. Like, the whole bar was stomping around, just fucking trying to kill these invisible copperheads. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, listen, let a damn copperhead invasion take place, and y'all come to the mountains. Have the motherfuckers just, Copperhead Road, Mountain Noodle, just acting retarded. I can't deal with that shit, dude. I'll be setting bear traps for copperheads, dude. I'll be fucking sending a whole samurai army after some copperheads, dude. Fuck that nonsense. People out here acting crazy, dude. Copperheads. Dude, they were giving some advice to, not get hurt by them. And I love how apparently a snake has the right of way. That says if you come across it, it says get out of the snake's way. Yeah. Doubt that. Doubt that. My ancestors were fucking mountain lions in the ass. You think I'm going to get out the copperhead's way? Right. Speaking of my ancestors fucking mountain lions in the ass, it said don't miss the biggest mountain festival in North Carolina this year, the Mountain State Fair. Okay? Dude, I have never heard of the Mountain State Fair. They said it's on its 26th run. It's on its 26th run. Like, bro, I'm about to be 28. I never heard of no fucking Mountain State Fair. Did one of those things go awry, you and that whole ride's going off the mountain. And if you survive and wake up, there are already going to be a pack of wolves surrounding y'all. Dude, fuck that nonsense. Has anyone ever even been out into the wilderness by themselves? It's terrifying. Okay, because you start hearing the motherfuckers. You hear a couple homeless people. Hey, man, we borrowed $3. Bro, I would love to put a homeless person in the fucking woods. I know this one motherfucker who, dude, he's so oblivious. You'd put him in the woods and he would just hear, just 8 fucking wolves. And he would just go, hey, man, I'm a Christian. Y'all got $3. I'm a Christian. I got $3. Y'all trying to just, I'm just trying to find something. Bro, oh my God, it's crazy. But yeah, dude, like the recent events this week aren't nothing crazy. They're just like some silly shit, like just little thoughts to ponder on. Like what is a woman doing swimming around in a huge ass tank? Why are we worried about baby copperhead season? And the fuck is a Mountain State Fair? There was this one about a dude who was charged for kidnapping some chick and trying to do the dirty, but fucking got caught, and he's been put in the shit. He fucking, dude, some of these dudes are literally living life like Quentin Tarantino movies. They are just beating women, drinking alcohol, and being like, cops, they know where I live. If they want me, they'll come get me. Oh, they're coming. They're definitely coming. Dude, we seen Suicide Squad last night. Or The Suicide Squad. One, lame. Stop fucking putting the in front of your movie titles. Be a little bit more creative. Thanks. Anyway. Nonetheless, a huge DC fan. The Suicide Squad was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Stallone killed it as King Shark. John Cena, holy... Bro, this... I don't know if it pains me to say it, because he's been in a lot of shit that you would assume that he would have done better by now. But, dude, John Cena, as his role as Peacemaker, was through the roof. 11 out of 10. It's his best role to date of anything. Idris Elba snapped as Bloodsport. Like, all of these... Polka Dot Man was awesome. I forgot the actor that played him. They all just, like... Holy shit. James Gunn, Warner Brothers, listen, if you're, I don't even know, because of course, I'm sure Algae Rhythm at Warner Brothers is listening to this shit. Use more James Gunn. Granted, James Gunn might only do big team movies like that better than most, but I'm here to tell you, oh my gosh, Suicide Squad was phenomenal. The action, the gore, just like the gore. This is not a movie for kids. Like I'm telling you, like this movie is for like, I mean, it's barely for teenagers. Truly, like if you're a teenager, if you are a teenager, handles shit like that appropriately, and you let them see stuff like that, then yeah, go see it. And if you're an adult that loves savage shit, if you love gore and comedy, The Suicide Squad is just up your alley. Like, that movie was so fucking good. There was a spot, because, Polka Dot Man's supposed to be such a throwaway character. He's a Batman villain. And I thought it was, but I was like, because when I'm watching, I'm kind of like trying to gather everything at once, and like, I'm like, wait a second, is that Calendar Man? And it was Calendar Man, and then Victor Zsasz was standing right next to him. But Calendar Man yelled over at Polka Dot Man and was like, hey, Polka Dot Man, why don't you come to my kid's birthday party, you fucking pussy? Dude, hilarious. Spoilers, one of the Suicide Squad members, the Weasel, okay, they do their helo drop over the ocean, and it's just a few clicks off from, like, the shore, and they all drop in, ready to go. The Weasel drops in and just starts panicking and drowns. They were like, did anybody see if the Weasel could swim? Dude, Weasel just drowned. Just fucking drowned. I was like, what? It was literally insane. But it was just one of those movies, man, where you didn't know what to expect. And, I mean, if you read the comics, you get it. it's the Suicide Squad. But I mean, it kept you on the edge of your seat, and the pacing was great, and it was over 2 hours long. But man, it was worth every bit of it. And listen, if you have HBO Max, you can watch it on there, or you can go see it in theaters. We went and seen it in theaters, but that's because I love the movie theaters, dude. Like, and it was worth it. There was a scene in this movie where King Shark, probably one of my favorite scenes. King Shark come up behind this dude, and dude turns around and he grabs him, and King Shark splits him in half and roars. And when he does, lightning hits, and it just makes it this epic looking, gory, crazy, horrific picture like that they do with like that little scene. And when it does, and the lightning hits, and the music and everything, you would have not got that anywhere else in the theater. Like the way that it rumbled the seats, and I mean, man. I feel like people forgot how good the theaters were because they haven't been to it in a long time. But I promise you haven't been in the theaters, go back. Go back, support the theaters. Go enjoy something with somebody you love. The theaters are amazing. Watching previews, talking about the new stuff coming out, talking about the movie you just seen with somebody you love it's amazing. So listen, guys. HBO Max, Disney Plus, all that shit is awesome. I'm glad that they do give you the choice, but go to the theaters, man. It is so worth it. So worth it. We saw these girls at Whiskey Dogs. I should have brought this up earlier, but we saw these girls at Whiskey Dogs that they look like they are like some Ouija Mac gigolo clown, like soul eater bitches, but I love them. Like they just look like they look like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker's sisters. Okay, like they are just on a whole nother level of like demonic evilness. But I love these girls. And me and Rob was talking about getting a picture with them and putting them on his front door and leaving a sign that said "No nonsense," because that's how we do that shit. But let's end the podcast on a little bit of a serious note. Loss is something interesting, right? Because we can never prepare for loss in any form, especially death. Because the loss of a loved one, I mean, dude, like, because 1 minute they're there and then they're not, and then you can't call them anymore, and they're just gone, and you're hoping you see them again one day, but you don't really know. The shit's crazy, man. We can never prepare for the loss of a loved one. Friends or family, and I mean, sometimes that loss ain't even death, man. Sometimes that loss is just you don't see them anymore, and you don't notice it. And one day, it hits you. You go, "Oh, we don't see each other anymore," and it sucks, but it's just the way it is. Life's interesting. You just have to believe that things are nothing's just you failed. Nothing's just it is the way it is. There's just beautiful woven tapestry that we're kind of just tied into, and we're just along for the ride. And 1 minute you're here, 1 minute there. You're this pattern 1 minute, the next minute you're in this pattern. So all I'm asking everybody to do is show love, be kind to other people, and like and share this video with your friends, dude. I hope everyone enjoyed the podcast this week. As always, we're about to go get some food because we're all hungry, and just try to live our best weekend that we can. We're going to have a podcast this upcoming week's podcast. They're always coming out on Fridays for what it's worth, or on the weekends. This week's upcoming podcast, we got some things going on our end of things, so we will be posting this week's podcast coming up, episode 9, around Wednesday or Thursday night. So be ready for episode 9 around then. So we get the podcast just a little bit earlier this week. So yes, listen, guys, I love you all so very much. Thank you for coming to the podcast. Thank you for listening. And yeah, we will see you on the next episode. Bye, everybody.
I don't want you waiting too long. She hold me down like gravity.
We on the front page of them blogs. Would you be mad at me if the whole world knew this?